Hai, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Said Fikri Shaddad bin Said Izwan Shariman, and today I will be presenting to you electrical wiring practical assessment. So let's get started. Now, in this presentation, I will present the following agenda, which is mainly focused on PPE, which is personal protective equipment, and we'll be touching on sustainable energy devices. Now, what is PPE? So PPE stands for personal protective equipment and refers to the clothing, equipment, and accessories to protect against a variety of hazards. Working in a hazardous environment can be very dangerous, which is why employees need to wear PPE. This type of gear is designed to protect a person from potential workplace hazards. This includes head protection, eye protection, ear protection, face, hand, foot, and body. Now, the following image is a visualization of what uh, personal protective equipment could consist of. And some of the examples that PPE includes hard hats, safety goggles, earmuffs, face shields, different types of gloves, steel boots, and vests. Now, the safety ethics for PPE. There are 7 stages of the safety ethics in PPE. Now, number one is to know which PPE is required for your work role. Number two is use the PPE in the manner you have been trained to use. Number three, ensure your equipment fits comfortably. Number four, be fully trained in the use of your specific PPE. Number five, do not misuse or damage the clothing you have been provided. Number six, ensure proper care and maintenance of the PPE. Number seven, notify your employer immediately if you notice any damage. Now, there are 7 stages in the standard of procedure for personal protective equipment. Uh, Starting from the top, identification of hazards, which is before starting any test, workers must identify potential hazards in the environment. This could include physical, chemical, biological, or ergonomic risks. Number two is selection of appropriate PPE. Based on the identified hazards, workers should select the appropriate PPE. This could include safety helmets, gloves, goggles, face shields, respirators, or protective clothing. Up next is training and familiarization. Workers must receive proper training on how to use and maintain their PPE correctly. They should understand its limitations and know when and where to use each type of equipment. Next up is proper fitting. The PPE should fit each worker properly to ensure maximum protection. Ill fitting equipment may not provide adequate coverage or may cause discomfort, leading to reduced compliance. Now, number five is regular inspection and maintenance. Workers should inspect their PPE before each use to ensure it is in good condition. Any damage or defective equipment should be reported and replaced promptly. Number six is correct usage. Workers must use their PPE as instructed, following all safety guidelines and SOPs. This includes wearing all required gear and using it consistently throughout the task. Number seven is storage and maintenance. After use, PPE should be cleaned, sanitized if necessary, and stored properly to prevent damage or contamination. Regular maintenance helps prolong the life of the equipment. And lastly is disposal. When PPE reaches the end of its uh, service life of or becomes damaged beyond repair, it should be disposed of safely and responsibly according to the relevant regulations. Now, the maintenance of the PPE. PPE must be properly looked after and stored when not in use. For example, in a dry, clean cupboard. If it is reusable, it must be cleaned and kept in good condition. There are 3 things you should consider when running maintenance on the PPE. Firstly is using the correct replacement parts, following the manufacturer's replacement schedule. Number two is keeping replacement PPE available. And number three is who is responsible for maintenance and how they should do this. On how to maintain the equipment, some maintenance can be done by workers themselves, such as replacing a shoelace, which can be done by the wearer. More specialist equipment, such as a harness for working at height, may need to be sent back to the manufacturer if maintenance is required. The effectiveness of some types of PPE, particularly clothing, will be significantly reduced if they are not kept clean. High vis jackets, trousers, and coveralls must be cleaned regularly to ensure the retroflective strips continue to be easily identifiable. Keep a supply of appropriate disposable suits. They are useful for dirty jobs where laundry costs are high, for example, for visitors who need protective clothing. Workers must make proper use of PPE and report any loss, destruction, or obvious defect on the PPE they are given. Now, moving on to the topic of environmentally sustainable devices. Now, environmentally sustainable devices are those designed with features or technologies that aim to minimize their environmental impact throughout their life cycle, including production, use, and disposal. These devices are typically engineered to be energy efficient, resource efficient, and environmentally friendly. Environmentally sustainable devices. So in this task, I have identified two devices that we have used that are environmentally sustainable. Yes, environmentally sustainable. Number one is a plug and play smart socket. These sockets offer energy saving features such as remote control and scheduling, allowing users to optimize energy usage by turning off appliances when not in use. And the second devices that I have identified is smart switch. Similar to smart sockets, smart switches provide energy saving capabilities such as remote control and automation, enabling users to manage lighting and other electrical devices more efficiently. Now, the work process for the environmental sustainable devices for five stages. Number one is choose energy efficient products. Use appliances, lighting, and devices like smart sockets that consume less energy. This would reduce overall energy usage. Number two is install properly. Ensure wires are the right size, connections are tight, and wires are installed without bends or kinks to minimize energy loss and prevent faults. Consider renewable energy if possible. Use solar panels or wind turbines to generate electricity without greenhouse gas emissions, reducing reliance on fossil fuels. Number four is monitor energy use. Use smart meters and monitoring devices to track energy consumption, identify areas of high energy use, and find ways to reduce it. And lastly is regular maintenance. Check for faulty wiring, loose connections, and outdated equipment regularly. Fixing issues promptly helps main efficiency and safety. So that is all from me, and thank you very much.